We had an argument.
We did.
And that's why we're here at this field. We were just talking it out, and we figured that if we're actually committed to being completely honest and open on this channel and giving you a real look into what being young and being in a relationship when you're growing and changing and becoming adults is like, then we just figured we would be honest on camera. Basically, what happened was we were in the process of filming a video and we didn't see eye to eye on it.
No. We were both really excited to film the video, but we both had different ideas of how we were going to execute the video.
And we have this rule in our relationship, and this is what this video is going to be about, is how our relationship kind of works, where no matter the place, unless we're in public, we won't do it at a dinner table, we won't do it in front of other people, but if there's ever a problem, which does occur, we hash it out right there and right then.
Yeah.
So if we're in the car and I take a tone with you that you don't like,
I will straight away be like, I didn't like that.
And we talk it out there and then. It's worked very well for us.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel like so many people feel like we don't argue because in videos, because 99% of the time we are having a lot of fun. And I think that if you're ever in a relationship and bad times are outweighing the good times or even close to how many good times you have, then that's not a good relationship.
No.
But there is times that we argue and it's not throwing things at the wall and stuff, but we really didn't agree today.
No.
Before we get to the point with this image surrounding a relationship where it's like, oh my God, like, these guys are perfect, they never argue, blah, blah, blah. I don't want anyone to have an expectation that their relationship should be completely like what they see on our videos.
Yeah,
because
how it is
why would we film? We're not going to film our arguments and put them online. It's not a good look. I mean, there's been many things that you said to me and I've said to you in arguments that I would love to take back. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, like we've called each other idiots, we've called each other stupid, like, but you don't mean it. You're emotional at that state. So we would never put that online.
No.
Obviously. But
because that's also not us being truthful.
No, it's not. It's us in a state of emotion. The thing is like, you can argue with a partner and you can have disagreements and you can not like each other for periods for like a little bit of time, but if there's never any love there, then that's the issue.
Yeah.
There's been times where I've not liked you for a minute or two, and
like guys, but
I've always loved you.
Yeah, I've always loved you.
I read every single comment that comes through on this channel, and sometimes I see certain comments, and it's not super often, and I think it's from people maybe a bit younger, but it's like, you guys are the reason that I have such high expectations for relationships. And they mean that as a compliment, and that is a really nice compliment, but it's also good for us to come here and also show you that sometimes you end up wanting to film a video that's really nice, and now we're just stood in a field at 8 p.m.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, it is really good to have high expectations, but you need to know the in and out of that expectation. Like, I agree, our relationship is great, but if you just go into your next relationship thinking, I only want to have what I see from them online, that's not realistic.
It's not real. It's physically unrealistic.
And we also argue, and that has to be part of your expectation.
Should we finish off in the house? I feel like we're losing a lot of light.
Yeah, we'll go finish this off in the house.
Cozy again.
Right, this is better.
So back onto the rule that we have, and if you were ever looking to implement this into your relationship, and I don't know if this would work for everyone, but essentially, if you're ever together, and I think it's best to do this in private, if something bothers you, you just talk about it right there, right then. Mm-hmm. Like, because I promise you, however difficult it feels to talk about something right there, right then, it'll become way more difficult if you bottle that and try to talk about that again in 4 weeks, because the other person's going to be like, number one, why did you not mention it at the time?
Yeah.
Number two, you don't remember all the facts, you just remember how you felt.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very valuable insight into like why I think we're able to spend so much time together. Sometimes what I struggle with as a person is if we have had a disagreement or we've been bickering, you find it particularly easy to go back to regular scheduling.
Yeah, as soon as we're like, okay, we've said our sorries, we've understood.
But I'm like that with everything in life. Like, sometimes I really struggle to draw a line under things.
Yeah.
Like just as a person. Like, and it's not even like I carry it with me for weeks.
No.
It's for the preceding 2 hours.
Yeah. I mean, actually, that was one of the main things about today's thing, was that this is not what we're arguing about, but this is something we brought up, is that overall in life, I'm very just like, it's chill. And overall, Adam isn't. He's more like, no, like, this is how it's going to affect the future.
And that's what we both love about each other.
Yeah, and it's great, because if we can make that work, it really works.
The thing is like, we have a super busy week this week, but we were thinking of all of the ways in which we could cram another video in. But then we were talking and we were like, number one, this channel is way more important to us than cramming in videos.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about cramming in videos.
We're also big on filming what we want to film when we want to film. And this video, I'm not going to spoil the idea because we're going to do it again. But the whole point of it is that it's like, you're enthusiastic and it's new and you don't know what to expect. So us having filmed already and refilming it, it wouldn't have been authentic and we wouldn't have wanted to do it as bad.
Us not wanting to film what we don't want to film isn't just for us. It's also for you guys, in the sense of, that it's a real standpoint for us that we feel like there's so much, not direct dishonesty on social media, which there is a lot of, but also dishonesty by omission. And what I mean by that is that people aren't telling you the whole truth. One thing that I'm super committed to, not just in life, but in my pursuits, which this YouTube channel is like being wholly honest.
Yeah.
And this video is the manifestation of that. This video is us sitting here being like, we were going to film something this week and we argued. I got in the way. This is not us coming here being like, oh, we argued. It's more just along the lines of like, we just want to like give you a little insight to us and just our inner workings of like how a relationship goes, and then just also being honest with you guys and talking to you how other people don't really talk to you.
We're basically talking to you guys how we talk to each other.
Yeah, we had
because we like, the most important thing in any relationship is honesty, and that can be that's obviously on a big scale, but also on a small scale, which I think a lot of people don't realize. I didn't actually realize this initially, and even just these little things I feel like silly little white lies that genuinely don't matter, they do matter. Do you know what I mean? For example, this actually happened with us once, and Adam got frustrated by something, and then afterwards he spoke about it, and he was like, all I really needed was a hug from you. And I said to him, but I was gonna hug you, I just didn't want to because I thought you would overheat. That wasn't true, but I was saying that so that I would
sound like a better person.
That lie in itself doesn't really matter, but it matters because it's not the truth.
If you're willing to lie about little things, then over a time, that house of cards you're building is built on smaller lies. And I think that it's such a millennial thing to call it, isn't it? Radical honesty. But like, I think that being honest in every single facet, and there's a difference between being honest and being a dick, guys, especially Dutch people listen. There's a difference between like, someone's like, I love my new shoes, and you're like, yeah, I fucking hate them. That's not what I mean.
Not what we mean.
I mean more along the lines of like, allow yourself to seem like a bad person, especially with people that you love.
Yeah, and that's the point I was getting at, is that's the same way we feel about you guys, because we do love you guys and we don't want to pretend. Like, if we had gone on with this video today,
it would have been pretend.
The second half of it, we could have probably convinced you enough.
Well, that's the thing.
But
It's
we
like
don't want to do that.
I mean, realistically, like, nobody would have known any different.
No,
and we could have posted it, and everyone would have been like, ha, you guys look like you had so much fun, blah blah blah.
Yeah, we're not actors making a movie, as much as it like
sometimes looks like that.
Looks
like this
like
is
it's not.
This is our life, and it's like the whole thing that we say, like, for the plot. This is not. It's not just like, oh, yeah. No, like, we actually, like, we genuinely encourage everyone to go out and live their life and experience things. But with every ounce of good that comes in life, there's also bad that comes with life, and not everything is a positive experience. And not that filming this video was like the worst thing ever, it just wasn't a super positive experience. Like,
yeah.
and taking that and then sharing that with you guys, and sharing the plights that sometimes come with being in a relationship when you're young, which is like, or being in a relationship full stop. Like, is that you're not going to see eye to eye, because as much as we're the same person, you're a human with your own brain and your own thoughts and your own way of seeing the world. You got your own set of eyes.
Yeah.
Man realizes that woman is person.
Even though we're so similar, we are so different.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just...
Well, we're similar because we spend all of our time together. But when we met, we were completely different people.
Completely.
Like, look, what we're trying to say is that we are wholly committed to being completely and utterly honest.
Yeah.
Through this channel. And that is something that will never, ever change. No matter how much money is involved, no matter how many views there are, no matter how little views there are, one thing that you can always expect from us is to be completely honest. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean we won't joke around.
No. And also, we know that you were expecting like a full video this week. And it is important to us to always like fully entertain you on a crun day, but it's more important to us to be honest with you. And we're not gonna change that. Usually we would have refilmed. There would have been another day we could have been in the mood. This week, not possible because it's actually quite packed. So. And
we also, I think it would be silly to miss out on this opportunity to just wear our hearts on the sleeve a little bit and be like, yeah, we just didn't have a good day today.
Yeah.
The thing is like, it still ends in us cuddling under the heated blanket on the sofa. It's like, it's important to be able to view your partner as they are, which is just another person who's experiencing life for the first time. Like, this is the first time you've done this as well. Mm-hmm. And approaching each other with care and consideration and love in every opportunity that you're available to is important. And that's something that I think I didn't do as much as I should have in our early relationship. Like, I think that sometimes I used to be very harsh on you, and that's not just because want to be harsh on you. That's because I used to be a lot harsher on myself. And the way that you speak to yourself is the way that you speak to other people often.
Yeah, I think it's also a good point to have out there is that being in a relationship when you're younger
Harder.
is harder. Like it 100% is harder.
Doesn't mean
like,
it's not worth it,
no,
though.
exactly. And I think if you have found the person where you're pretty certain that it's like the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, doesn't mean they have to be the perfect puzzle exactly, because no, you're, like we said, you're gonna change with each other, and you have to change also sometimes for each other. But if you have found the person, then it's worth the work. If you know it's not going to be the person, then it's not worth the work. No, because it's a lot.
What is it that I was just saying? I was like, it should be... It will be difficult, but it shouldn't be hard. And by that, what I mean is a puzzle is... One sec.
Like, there will be complications, but you'll be able to solve them. It's not like it's an impossible... Like, there is a solution. It's just difficult to find it sometimes.
Yes, this is the beautiful thing about being humans, is that there's always a solution to conflicts between two people.
Yeah, sometimes the solution is separating.
That's a solution in itself.
Yeah, that's true.
What was we saying before we went in this tangent?
I don't know. We didn't come here, by the way, with a specific thing to say.
Can you tell?
We literally came out of the argument, bicker, whatever we want to call it, and we're like, okay, well, we can't film now. Should we just film this? So we don't really know where this is going. But it's just a very open conversation we're having here, so bear with.
As I said, it's both people's first time doing this. It's everyone on planet Earth's first time. It's the first time you're experiencing life at being this age at this exact moment in time, and understanding that and being able to forgive each other and move past small arguments and big arguments, and understanding that everything is ever changing and you kind of are intertwined at certain moments, and just allowing that to be like water.
Yeah, but I do have one thing I want to say for anyone who is similar to me, because one thing that I used to do when there would be an argument, all I would want is to diffuse it and like have it be over, because when the argument's over, it can just be forgotten about, rather than like now I find it very important. I don't always necessarily act like this at the beginning of an argument, but by the end of it, it's very important to me that I understand what needs to be gotten out of the argument and not just shutting it down so that we can move on.
Because every argument's a learning point.
Exactly. Like, you're only arguing for a reason, because something annoyed
you don't argue with
other.
You don't argue with a rock.
And it doesn't mean that you always have to see that the other person's right, the one who, like, so to say, started the argument or brought up the point. But, you know, something has to come out of it, basically. And I think that's really important. And I think that's also one way that relationships can go downhill, because okay, you spoke about it, but actually you didn't get anything out of it. So you might as well not have had the conversation. Like, there's no difference from before or after. You just had the conversation and then ignored it, and both just still went your separate ways with the opinion you each had before. So it's so important to, like, when you do have an argument, make sure it's worth it.
I mean, that's just kind of a good life lesson in general. And I learned this a lot with alopecia, is things only move forward when you start to feel your feelings. Mm-hmm. Shutting things out achieves nothing. Mm-hmm. It's just sedation, seeing it through, and understanding that there's a learning point at the end of everything.
Yeah.
And that's why doing what we do, where it's like, if I take a tone with you that you don't like, being like, I didn't like that. Mm-hmm. And then from that, you take something. It's not just like, okay, and then just shutting it out, because that's not beneficial to anyone. This can only work if both people are in agreement.
Yeah.
And we didn't do a relationship from the very start like this.
No, that's what I'm
saying. The only thing is naturally I'm the kind of person
who
will just
press on.
Yeah, I'll just say, like,
which I'm really happy with in retrospect.
So like in the beginning, this was a bit of a point of contention.
Yeah.
But we've just come to realize it's the best way to do a relationship, and for us, this is the key point of everything we'll ever say online is. This is how we do our relationship. Mm-hmm. This is not the way to do a relationship. And that's one thing that we've both identified is a real problem with a lot of the information on social media as well, is they're telling you what you should do. That's not what we're saying. We're telling you guys how we do it. And from that, if this is beneficial to like anyone watching this, fantastic. If you listen to this and go, it's not how I want to do it, that's beautiful. That's the beautiful thing about life, is
you can decide.
You can decide. Look, this YouTube thing, if someone said, what is the most important thing that you're doing to you right now? This YouTube thing. I absolutely love filming videos. I absolutely love sharing our life. I absolutely love the fact that people are taken from the way that we choose to live our life and applying it to their own life and seeing positives from that. Mm-hmm. But that's my favourite thing in the entire world at this present moment. And we will continue, come rain or shine, come the bloody end of the world. Crunday, 4 p.m, Ivana and Adam will be here to share with you what happened across the week, or a video that we filmed, or something to make you laugh, or a thought that we've been having, such as today. Just anything, and that's going to change with us. So don't expect us to remain the same, because we are ever changing, as is everyone else. But one thing we will always be is honest. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you guys as well.
Love you too.